Derbyshire's walking author. This is Edale railway station, the start of our walk. Today I am attempting the Ringing Roger round, a nice piece of alliteration. First is a mile of road walking to reach the famous Nag's Head pub at the base of Kinder and, incidentally, the start of the Pennine Way. This is Edale Church, where, on the way back to the car at the end of the same walk, Eugene's mind was in turmoil. Had his walking companion and elder brother Frank really queried whether he had murdered two of his brothers? It's sad because up to this point Eugene and Frank had been very close. From now on that would change. Well, it had to. How could Frank have ever contemplated such a thing? Here we are at the Nag's Head. To our left is the start of the Pennine Way, and straight ahead the initially gentle and then very steep climb up Grinsbrook. But we will reach the top of Grinsbrook by taking this path to the right. Just look how steep it is. So now we have reached from about 250 metres to around 350 and are at the Nab. Even by this stage Frank, who is only 47 years old but overweight, is panting with exertion. Unlike his younger brother Eugene, he has no idea what's to come. We climb and climb until here we are under the shadow of Ringing Roger at about 530 metres, and just like those two men in 1955, stop to rest. We move on, traversing Kinder Edge, upwards and upwards, and look how perilous this part is. A slip here would be fatal. At last we reach our highest point, the head of Grinsbrook Clough. At over 600 metres it really is the perfect spot to take a lunch break. But, as we read, Eugene had no appetite for the sandwiches and cake that Dot had so lovingly prepared. With his lungs in recovery mode, Frank started to philosophise. Those sheep now way below, so at peace, so harmless. As part of the family business, they have both slaughtered the young male lambs, not a modicum of emotion. Make a few pennies for the family. How did we do it? Their short lives gone forever, gone to feed our bellies. Eugene was in a sombre mood too. He pointed out the sights: Mamptor, Hollins Cross, Loose Hill and Winhill Pike. Eugene was now ready to talk about his worry following the police visit, but let's move on. This is the last of our walk on the edge. You can see the highest point. Now we take this steep descent back to the Nag's Head, picking up the start of the Pennine Way before we cross the last meadow. Now we are back at the car park after a long weary plod. We have taken about 6 hours and walked perhaps 8 miles. You should try my Ringing Roger round for yourself. You won't regret it.
After a harrowing tour of duty as an RAF conscript, Eugene returns to Britain from war-ravaged Burma. Eugene is a riveting account of triumph, turmoil and ultimately tragedy. This novel will appeal to readers of historical fiction novels The forbidden love of a Burmese girl is woven throughout an historical narrative that details post-war Britain and the lives of the young men sent to the Far East, making for an intriguing and fast-paced read.